So Kanye wants out of his contract. Is he right? What's up, guys? Brandon here from KDMR Music, the channel making you a more successful musician. Now, we do that in a few ways, right? We do videos every week. We talk about music marketing. I give you insider tips and training on the music business, and sometimes we break down current events in videos just like this one. So if you're interested in that type of content and you want to grow as a musician, hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything we post. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I think we need like 200 more at the time of this recording. There's going to be some really cool prizes when we get to the 10,000 subscriber mark, including a free membership into our Master Music Marketing coaching community. So you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and go ahead and comment below why you think you should win. I'll choose a random winner from all the videos where I promote this giveaway in. So anyway, let's get back to the topic of discussion for today. So if you listen or you subscribe to our podcast, Music Business Dreams, then you know I released a short episode on Monday talking about this same topic. But Kanye West, his latest escapade on Twitter, whatever we want to call those, he's going at his record label. He's saying, hey, the contract I'm signed to is unfair. I'm not releasing any music until this contract is changed. And then he went a step further and said, and not only should my contract be changed, everyone's contract should be changed. We should all be able to own our masters. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that point, whether I think Kanye's argument has any validity to it, and what you should do. How does this affect you as an independent musician, as someone who may have aspirations or goals of one day signing to a record label? So first, let's break down what Kanye's arguing for. So in a record deal, traditionally speaking, what happens is a record company, someone like EMI or Sony. EMI doesn't exist anymore. Someone like Sony, Atlantic Records, Universal, so many different labels, they will fund the production of your album, right? They pay to put you in a studio. They pay the graphic designer that does your album cover. They pay your photographer. They pay for everything. Usually they do that by giving you a recording budget. In addition to that, depending on just, what type of leverage you were able to build, what kind of, just how in demand you are, you also may warrant an advance. An advance is basically just money that the record label gives you to live, and they will eventually recover that from your future album sales. Now, in exchange for all of that they give you, all the financial risk that they assume by, financially jumpstarting your career, what they take in return for that is control over your master recording, meaning the actual rights to the sounds that you produce. So if you're Kanye West and you've got the song Stronger, right? Well, Universal paid for that via Rockefeller Records and Island Def Jam. They're all owned by Universal, right? So Universal paid for that album or for that song, right? So they put you in the studio. They paid Timbaland to come mix that kick drum in that video that we've all seen. They funded it, right? So they own the master recording to that song. Now, your master recording copyright is separate from your music publishing, what we refer to. Basically, the copyright for your underlying composition, the lyrics, the melody, chord progression, etc. Now, if you're someone like Kanye West, you actually have to split that cost with whoever your co-writers are, as well as whoever's song you sampled, all the different producers that are on the song. That publishing right is kind of split up, but the master recording pretty much all belongs to the record label. And what they'll do is they will pay the artist a percentage of revenues from that master recording after all of their expenses are recovered. Now, Here lately, in the last 10 to 15 years, record labels have introduced what they call 360 deals, where instead of just recovering their money from your actual album sales, they may recover it from your streaming revenue, from your live show performances, from your merchandise sales. All of it helps them recover their cost and helps you get some more money faster, depending on how big of an artist you may be. Now, what Kanye is contesting, of course, is the fact that he can't make money off of his masters, right? Now, an artist like Kanye requires huge recording budgets. I mean, like in the millions of dollars. So you've got to recover all that cost from your master recording, right? And then even after that cost is recovered, again, the label owns that master, and they may pay you 3, 5, 10%, if you're lucky, of revenues from that master recording. So the label, even after they've recovered their cost, is getting the lion's share of profits. And some artists see that as unfair, especially when they're already well established. So Kanye wants his masters. Is he right to want his masters? Well, I'll tell you this. If you control your masters, you control a lot, right? You control where your music is used, you control how often it's used, and you control the rate that you command for it, right? If you own your masters, let's say someone wants to use it for their TV show theme song. Well, you can say, hey, in addition to my publishing royalties that are going to be owed to me through performance royalties via ASCAP or BMI, you got to pay me a $10,000 licensing fee or a $20,000 licensing fee, or maybe someone like Kanye's case, 1, 2, or even $5 million licensing fee to use this song in the way that you're using it. Now, right now, the majority of that fee would go to the record label, not to Kanye West. And that's what he's taken an exception to, right? Because when Kanye can no longer produce music, all that he has to make money on, all that his family can make money on, is what he's already put out there. So he's fighting for that ownership. It's something that we've seen with other people, like Jay-Z, most notably, who actually does own all of his masters. And we even saw this argument with Taylor Swift. She wanted to buy back her masters, not just because she wanted to control the revenue from it, but she just didn't like the fact that a certain person owned her masters instead of her. So do artists have a valid point in wanting their masters? I absolutely believe that there should be, we should be looking at these record deals in a new way, right? Record labels don't provide the same level of services that they did before. Record labels used to control the entire landscape, whether it was radio play, whether it was, public appearances. Record labels used to have all of that on lock. And now that the internet is a thing, right? I can start a YouTube channel, build it up to 100,000 subscribers, and then decide, hey, I want to rap, right? And I could go to someone like Warner Music Group and say, hey, I've got this many subscribers. They've already paid this much for my products and services before. Can you distribute this for me? Now, I've got leverage because I'm the one coming with the audience, but the record label is absolutely going to magnify that. Now, if the record label wants to participate in the revenue bad enough, that I can say, hey, I'm not signing a deal unless I retain ownership of my master. I license it to you for this amount of time, and we can go on from there. Most artists do not have that type of leverage, especially starting out, because we're so conditioned to look for a record deal first. And unfortunately, that's what happened to Kanye. He signed a 6-album deal and then kept signing extensions. He actually owns some of his masters already, but not all of them, and they all won't revert to him until 20 years after he delivers the last album of his deal. By then, it won't be nearly as valuable as they are now. So, what can we do to get better deals for artists in the music industry? Well, the short answer is stop signing record deals, right? That's really the only way around it. If artists stop signing bad deals, then the record labels won't be able to enforce them, right? They'll have to look and say, all right, well, we're not making any money because we're not signing any new acts. What can we do so that we can at least make some money, right? Maybe they'll consider 50-50 joint ventures. Maybe they'll consider 80-20 artist favored deals like Kanye West is proposing. But as long as there are people who are desperate for money and they'll do whatever to get a quick check, the labels and any corporation is going to be able to put themselves in a position where they are getting the most favorable end of a negotiation. So I definitely think it's high time to take a second look at how we define the terms of a record deal. Absolutely, someone like Kanye West should have greater control over what's done with his master recordings. Someone like Taylor Swift absolutely should have greater control, right? But unfortunately, they didn't negotiate it at the beginning. Now, I go a lot further in depth with this topic in the latest episode of Music Business Dreams. So I would encourage you, if you want to learn more about how record deals work, about where these deal points come from traditionally, and what I think the best solution is, I encourage you to take a listen to that. It's episode 65, and I will leave a link to it in the show notes or in the description of this video. But I want to know what you think. Do you think Kanye is tripping? Do you think Taylor Swift is tripping? Do you think Joe Budden is tripping about these contract woes? What should we all learn from this? What do you think the solution is? I would love to know what you think. I want to hear about it in the comments of this video. You guys are always so engaging. So let's take this conversation to the comments of this video because I want to know what you think. But in my opinion, the only way for this to get any better, not just for Kanye and Taylor Swift, but for Joe Blow down the street who just released his first mixtape, right? The only way this is going to get better is if artists know that there are alternatives, right? When people like Chance the Rapper and Macklemore are not the anomaly or the exception to the rule, then things will get better for everyone else. But that can only happen if artists and musicians know how to reach their fans, grow their fan bases, and actually monetize them. Lucky for you guys, I teach all of that inside our private community. It's called Master Music Marketing. I show you how to find listeners, convert them into fans, and make more money with your music. We have a 40 video training series that you can take over 8 weeks. And when you're done with those modules, we actually do live coaching calls every single month where I evaluate everything that you're doing, your website, your social media, what you're posting online. I'll even listen to your music and evaluate that. But we talk about all of it so that we can get you closer to having a financially successful career, so that you're not worried about chasing a record deal because you're already making enough money to support yourself. And then we talk about scaling that to where you've got more and more, and you're actually not just surviving, but thriving in music. And you actually have that leverage to where if you decide you want a record deal or you want to partner with a label for certain things, you have the position of power in that negotiation. So you learn all that in the Master Music Marketing community, and you can join for less than the cost of a good microphone at mastermusicmarketing.com. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Again, let me know what you think about all these contracts and this nonsense in the comments of this video. Till next time, be safe, be well, keep dreaming, and work hard to make those music business dreams your reality. Peace.